English sonnets are often known as Shakespearean sonnets, after the name of Shakespeare. It is a 14-line poem, and is written in iambic pentameter. The poem is structured into 3 quatrains, followed by a concluding couplet, and the rhyme scheme is ABAB, CDCD, EFEF, GG. Shakespeare composed 154 sonnets. Shakespeare's sonnets are believed to be divided into 3 sections. The first 126 sonnets are called the Fair Youth Sonnets, then 127 to 152 sonnets are called the Dark Lady Sonnets, and the last 2 sonnets are probably called the Greek Sonnets. However, there were 6 additional sonnets that he included in his plays: Romeo and Juliet, Love's Labour's Lost, and Henry V. In this video we'll analyze Shakespeare's Sonnet No. 2. This poem is one of the initial poems by Shakespeare, where he explicitly talks about procreation. So, let's just discuss the poem line by line. When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow. The poet uses a synecdochic expression here. He says, when 40 winters shall besiege thy brow. Here, 40 winters signifies 40 years. The poet addresses the fair youth that when he will be 40 years of old, age will take its toll on his forehead. The speaker predicts that in 40 years, the young man's youth will be besieged by the passage of time. Shakespeare likens aging to a siege, a military metaphor suggesting an aggressive and inevitable attack on the body, specifically on the face. He begins with the metaphor of 40 winters, to represent the passage of time and aging. And dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field. Here, the phrase deep trenches basically means wrinkles. He wants to say that age will carve wrinkles in the field of his beauty. Time will leave its marks on his appearance, creating trenches that represent the signs of aging. In the above 2 lines, the poet expresses that the fair youth's beauty will fade with the passage of time. Thy youth's proud livery, so gazed on now, will be a tattered weed, of small worth held. The clothes that you are wearing today, admired by many, will be of no use one day. Youth's proud livery is a metaphor for a youthful appearance. Livery was the uniform of a servant, but here it refers to the outfit of youth, the signs of beauty and vitality. Proud implies that the young man was perhaps admired. The proud beauty will be of no use one day. The contrast is sharp. Youth is majestic and admired, but old age turns that same appearance into something ragged and disregarded. Weed, here, means garment, but also hints at something undesirable. Then being asked where all thy beauty lies, where all the treasure of thy lusty days. The speaker in these lines anticipates the questions about the young man's lost beauty in the future. These lines imagine a future scenario, where the addressee is asked to account for their lost beauty and vitality. The speaker anticipates that the youthful days of the young man will be questioned in the future. To say within thine own deep-sunken eyes, were an all-eating shame and thriftless praise. He says that the answer to these questions lies within the young man's own eyes, which will reflect the passage of time. The reference to deep-sunken eyes conveys the inevitable physical decline of age. To claim that beauty lies solely within oneself is labeled a shame and thriftless praise. This suggests that hoarding beauty without creating a lasting legacy such as children is wasteful and selfish. How much more praise deserved thy beauty's use? If thou couldst answer, this fair child of mine shall sum my count and make my old excuse, proving his beauty by succession thine. You would be more rightly praised if you had used your beauty well. In your old age, when your own beauty will be faded, people will probably ask you about your youthful beauty. Then, if you had a child, you could point at him or her and say, this fair child of mine shall sum my count and make my old excuse. So the child becomes a living balance sheet, accounting for lost beauty and justifying the ravages of age. His beauty proves that yours once existed, because it lives on through him or her. Succession reinforces the theme of legacy, both biological and aesthetic. Beauty isn't lost if it's passed on. This were to be new made when thou art old, and see thy blood warm when thou feelst it cold. The concluding couplet encapsulates the central idea of the poem. Through procreation, one can metaphorically renew oneself even in old age. The imagery of blood warm versus cold evokes the vitality of youth, juxtaposed with the decline of age, emphasizing that the legacy of beauty and life can continue through one's offspring. So in this way, Shakespeare, through his procreation sonnets like this, pleads to the fair youth to reproduce, so that his beauty may eternize. If this video helped you in any ways, consider subscribing the channel. Thanks for watching.